I am continuing in my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am continuing reading in a chronological order, according to event, not according to publication or volume, so I'm skipping around a bit as I move along. So I'm continuing my reading. This will now be section 124 of the Doctrine and Covenants. My last reading was section 123. That was March 20th of 1839, part of a letter that Joseph Smith wrote to the saints. This is now 1841. The saints have settled in to the area that was called Commerce, now called Nauvoo, also in Iowa, across the river from Nauvoo. The mission in England and the British Isles is going swimmingly. The saints are now starting to feel somewhat secure and safe because maybe a month earlier they had the city charter of Nauvoo was ratified and signed by the governor. So they have a city that is now theirs, and this charter gives them great power. They can set up their own university, their own militia, their own post office, all this stuff. And so as they're settling in, and they're saying, okay, now we can build up this city as a holy city to the Lord, finally. And Joseph Smith had promised them in his letter from March of 1839 that God was planning an outpouring of knowledge. Knowledge like you'd never imagined was going to be forthcoming. Now, we pick it up in section 124, the longest section in the Doctrine and Covenants. The heading states, Revelation given to Joseph Smith the prophet at Nauvoo, Illinois, January 19th, 1841. Recorded in History of the Church, Volume 4, pages 274 to 286. Because of increasing persecutions and illegal procedures against them by public officers, the saints had been compelled to leave Missouri. The exterminating order issued by Lilburn W. Boggs, governor of Missouri, dated October 27, 1838, had left them no alternative. See History of the Church, Volume 3, pages 175. In 1841, when this revelation was given, the city of Nauvoo, occupying the site of the former village of Commerce, Illinois, had been built up by the saints, and here the headquarters of the church had been established. Now, I will point out that I do believe by this time a number of the English converts had moved to Nauvoo. Nauvoo is still a growing city, but it is growing rapidly. And in this period, there is an excitement in the church, a feeling of security. Now, section 124 is extremely long, as I said. It's the longest section in the Doctrine and Covenants. So this first video, I will read only the first 36 verses. In the next video, I will read verses 37 through 83. The remaining verses, I may read as a single video, or I may divide it into 4. We'll see how it goes. But let us read section 124, verses 1 through 36. Verily, thus saith the Lord unto you, my servant Joseph Smith, I am well pleased with your offering and acknowledgments which you have made. For unto this day have I raised you up, that I might show forth my wisdom through the weak things of the earth. Your prayers are accepted before me, and in answer to them I say unto you, that you are now called immediately to make a solemn proclamation of my gospel, and of this stake which I have planted to be a cornerstone of Zion, which shall be polished with the refinement which is after the similitude of a palace. This proclamation shall be made to all the kings of the world, to the four corners thereof, to the honorable president-elect, and the high-minded governors of the nation in which you live, and to all the nations of the earth scattered abroad. Let it be written in the spirit of meekness, and by the power of the Holy Ghost, which shall be in you at the time of the writing of the same. For it shall be given you by the Holy Ghost to know my will concerning those kings and authorities, even what shall befall them in a time to come. For, behold, I am about to call upon them to give heed to the light and glory of Zion, for the set time has come to favor her. Call ye therefore upon them with loud proclamation, and with your testimony, fearing them not, for they are as grass, and all their glory as the flower thereof, which soon falleth, that they may be left also without excuse, and that I may visit them in the day of visitation, when I shall unveil the face of my covering, to appoint the portion of the oppressor among the hypocrites, where there is gnashing of teeth, if they reject my servants and my testimony which I have revealed unto them. And again I will visit and soften their hearts, many of them for your good, that ye may find grace in their eyes, that they may come to the light of truth, and the Gentiles to the exaltation or lifting up of Zion. For the day of my visitation cometh speedily, in an hour when ye think not of. And where shall be the safety of my people, and refuge for those who shall be left of them? Awake, O kings of the earth, come ye, O come ye with your gold and your silver, to the help of my people, to the house of the daughters of Zion. And again, verily I say unto you, let my servant Robert B. Thompson help you to write this proclamation, for I am well pleased with him, and that he should be with you. Let him therefore hearken to your counsel, and I will bless him with a multiplicity of blessings. Let him be faithful and true in all things from henceforth, and he shall be great in mine eyes. But let him remember that his stewardship will I require at his hands. This is the first proclamation that is being commanded in these last days. Pretty sure. We have two proclamations that have been canonized in the scriptures. That is, Proclamation 1, or declarations, Official Declaration 1 and Official Declaration 2. But there have been a number of proclamations sent out by the church. I believe this is the first one. But this is not a proclamation detailing the persecutions of the saints. This is a proclamation to all the rulers of the world, calling them to build up Zion, calling them to establish it, to assist the saints. Now, after I'm done with all my reading, I might go back and read this proclamation. I have read it once a long time ago. It's a powerful proclamation if my memory serves. And it is a warning to all the world. Any government that seeks to hinder the work of God will be judged by God for that. But also, it's interesting that they aren't given the command to write this proclamation until after they have established Nauvoo. They have the city charter now. They have the protection of law, that they have their own city that they can build up as a city to God. Now that they are in a position of safety and security here, now they can issue this proclamation. God has held off on it until the saints were properly prepared for it. But let us continue verse 15. And again, verily I say unto you, blessed is my servant Hiram Smith, for I, the Lord, love him because of the integrity of his heart, and because he loveth that which is right before me, saith the Lord. And again, let my servant John C. Bennett help you in your labor in sending my word to the kings and people of the earth, and stand by you, even you, my servant Joseph Smith, in the hour of affliction, and his reward shall not fail if he receive counsel. And for his love he shall be great, for he shall be mine if he do this, saith the Lord. I have seen the work which he hath done, which I accept if he continue, and will crown him with blessings and great glory. And again I say unto you, that it is my will that my servant Lyman White should continue in preaching for Zion in the spirit of meekness, confessing me before the world. And I will bear him up as on eagle's wings, and he shall beget glory and honor to himself and unto my name, that when he shall finish his work, I may receive him unto myself, even as I did my servant David Patton, who is with me at this time, and also my servant Edward Partridge, and also my aged servant Joseph Smith Jr., who sitteth with Abraham at his right hand, and blessed and holy is he, for he is mine. And again, verily I say unto you, my servant George Miller is without guile. He may be trusted because of the integrity of his heart, and for the love which he has to my testimony, I, the Lord, love him. I therefore say unto you, I seal upon his head the office of a bishopric, like unto my servant Edward Partridge, that he may receive the consecrations of my house, that he may administer blessings upon the heads of the poor of my people, saith the Lord. Let no man despise my servant George, for he shall honor me. We have a lot of interesting mentions here. Hiram Smith mentioned, John C. Bennett, Lyman White, and George Miller. These are men all still alive. They're all being commended for their work. You'll note, Hiram and George are they're good. Lyman White is told, continue preaching, and if you continue faithful, then you will be blessed just as these other men were. The three other men that he mentions, David Patton, Edward Partridge, and Joseph Smith Sr., all great men. We also have John C. Bennett. He's the one that helped Joseph Smith secure both changing the name of the town to Nauvoo as well as the charter for the city. We'll see a little bit more of him later in Nauvoo, but he is being told that right now what he's doing is good. God is approved of him. God likes what he's doing, and if he continues in the counsel of Joseph Smith, he will receive the same reward. But notice that it is, if you do this, with the others, it was more, they're good. I know their hearts. With John C. Bennett is, right now he's doing good. If he continues, he'll receive the reward. Almost a kind of a hint of he's not going to continue. We continue now in verse 22. Let my servant George, and my servant Lyman, and my servant John Snyder, and others, build a house unto my name, such a one as my servant Joseph shall show unto them, upon the place which he shall show unto them also. And it shall be for a house for boarding, a house that strangers may come from afar to lodge therein. Therefore let it be a good house, worthy of all acceptation, that the weary traveler may find health and safety while he shall contemplate the word of the Lord. And the cornerstone I have appointed for Zion. This house shall be a healthful habitation, if it be built unto my name. And if the governor which shall be appointed unto it shall not suffer any pollution to come upon it, it shall be holy, for the Lord your God will not dwell therein. And again, verily I say unto you, let all my saints come from afar, and send ye swift messengers, yea, chosen messengers, and say unto them, Come ye with all your gold and your silver and your precious stones, and with all your antiquities, and with all who have knowledge of antiquities that will come, may come, and bring the box tree, and the fir tree, and the pine tree, together with all the precious trees of the earth, and with iron, with copper, and with brass, and with zinc, and with all your precious things of the earth, and build a house to my name, for the Most High to dwell therein. For there is not a place found on earth that he may come to, and restore again that which was lost unto you, or which he hath taken away, even the fullness of the priesthood. For a baptismal font there is not upon the earth, that they, my saints, may be baptized for those who are dead. For this ordinance belongeth to my house, and cannot be acceptable to me, only in the days of your poverty, wherein ye are not able to build a house unto me. But I command you, all ye my saints, to build a house unto me, and I grant unto you a sufficient time to build a house unto me. And during this time your baptisms shall be acceptable unto me. But behold, at the end of this appointment your baptisms for your dead shall not be acceptable unto me. And if you do not these things at the end of the appointment, ye shall be rejected as a church with your dead, saith the Lord your God. For verily I say unto you, that after you have had sufficient time to build a house to me, wherein the ordinance of baptizing for the dead belongeth, and for which the same was instituted from before the foundation of the world, your baptisms for your dead cannot be acceptable unto me. For therein are the keys of the holy priesthood ordained, that you may receive honor and glory. And after this time your baptisms for the dead, by those who are scattered abroad, are not acceptable unto me, saith the Lord. For it is ordained that in Zion, and in her stakes, and in Jerusalem, those places which I have appointed for refuge, shall be the places for your baptisms for your dead. So we have here both a command to build the Nauvoo house, which is what we called eventually. This is what's also termed a house of entertainment. No liquor is sold there, but at least not initially. But it is for the weary traveler to come in. It's an inn. It's a hotel or a motel maybe. It's a place for people to come, get some good food, some good companionship, and witness the greatness of the land of Zion. We are also getting a command to build a temple. But this time, see, the Kirtland Temple was a temple of the Aaronic priesthood. And there were great things restored in this temple, but it did not have the facilities or the authority to perform the ordinances of the Melchizedek priesthood. That requires a Melchizedek temple, which is we are now being commanded to build, including, most especially, the baptismal font for the baptisms of the dead. Now, baptisms for the dead had already started in Nauvoo. I believe the first one performed was like in the summer of 1840 in the Mississippi River. So this doctrine had been known before the section was given. This is the first section of the Doctrine and Covenants to specifically mention it. But it had been known and had been practiced sporadically for 6 or 7 months before this revelation was given. And God is here telling him, look, I'm going to give you some time. It's only been a year and a half since Missouri, the city charter was just recently approved. So we're going to give you some time. And during this time, you can do your baptisms for the dead in the river as needed. But once this time is over, once that is up, time's up, nothing else works. It has to be in the temple after. Not only does it have to be in the temple after that time, but if you purposely delay, if you neglect to build the temple and just let the time run out, then you will be rejected as a church. In Missouri, they were kicked out of independence. God basically told them, it's because you didn't build the temple. I commanded a temple to be built in independence. You delayed to the point where I said, forget it. You're not doing what I told you to do. You're not going to have the blessings. This is, again, a warning. Build the temple or you will be rejected. But we're going to leave that here, and we pick it up in verse 37 in our next reading. So I will see you there.